Hey everybody, Ryan here, bringing yet another StarCraft commentary. We continue the lost Saga MSL, and that guy there is gone. Spoiler! Right. Group E, Game 2. Lost Saga MSL, and a revolver there, in a moon or something. Interesting. Right, we're gonna have a game here between Much and Hero, also known as By Hero. This is very interesting that Much is pretty much the old generation, the old generation. I think he's the oldest player in professional StarCraft right now. And Hero is definitely one of the younger generation. He just has played very well, despite he hasn't played a lot. He has under 30 games, but he's played very well. All of his stats are just around 50%, so that's pretty darn well. He's also done very well in the OSL, got into the next round, and here's a spoiler, of course, he beat Bisu to do so. So, Much, also known as Grandpa Toss, is also known as Fail or Choke Toss, because he just, well, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Well, Grandpa Toss just kind of gets far in tournaments, but then just chokes badly and just makes mistakes that he shouldn't. And he's oh, and he also, I've kind of, whenever I see in his game and whenever I see him do perfect Reaver harassments, his scarabs always fail him. It's just so sad. So yeah, this is gonna be the new map Carthage. Kind of a zerg favorite map, at least. Definitely in the matchup against Protoss, at least it's looking that way. There haven't been really, this is like the second game played on the map, so detailed statistics are non-existent right now. I've only seen one ZVZ. So yeah, we're going to have at 11 o'clock as the Zerg in blue, Hero or By Hero. I'm just going to stick to calling him Hero. And Much in brown is at the 5 o'clock position. So Much is going to set out his pile and going to go for the standard forged fast expand. Why this map is Zerg favorite is that there's a lot of maneuverability. There's not a huge open middle, but there are Xel'Naga temples there which can be taken out to allow for even more maneuverability. There are lots of ways into your opponent's base and lots of flanking opportunities for Zerg. Slightly more difficult for Protoss to use those flanking opportunities. And every single expansion is a gas expansion. It's a very gas heavy map, which is basically a Zerg heaven. If they can get 4 or 5 gases running, like if this becomes a real long winded macro game, if you can get 5 gases running, that's going to be great. So that drone and that probe are going to fight it out here. The drone is, ooh, badly damaged. Much is, I don't know whether he's trying to prevent a scout or whether he was trying to prevent a 12 hatch. Okay, he is apparently preventing a 12 hatch. Hero, they're running this probe, was thinking of putting down a hatchery and thinking that probe would go inside of his base, was trying to run it out, but instead he's just going to use the drone for scouting. So delaying that's pretty good. Apparently By Hero trying to go for stuff there. There was an opinion poll they were showing. It didn't show the faces, so I'm not sure who picked who to win more. So okay, there is apparently going to be a hatchery. I think he was possibly forced to switch over to a 12 pool and go for a little bit of a late hatchery there, with that harassment coming from Much. Much, I think he's going to go for a Nexus, because he obviously saw that the hatchery is going to be very late, and he is indeed going to go for a Nexus first, then put down a cannon or two. Have to be very careful, because it is quite possible to run through with the Zerglings there. That cannon positioning is very important. I think you can actually run behind the minerals with Zerglings and just get inside the opponent's base. So if there are 6 Zerglings on the way, you have to be very careful. So yeah, there is a spawning pool there, so there's indeed 6 Zerglings are going to be the way. So Much has to defend this. Just be very careful in how he does so. 6 Zerglings now coming out. Yeah, 2 cannons, although are up. We're going to see if Much tries to run those Zerglings by. I don't know if speed is on the way. And By Hero expanding twice, so double expansion. This is something that Zergs have been doing quite a bit lately against Protoss, going for double expanding. This is actually something that Saber used to do a lot back in the day, although this double expand has really evolved since his day, because there's just much more intricate strategies with it now. There's a lot of, you usually go for that and get a bunch of Scourge out, then get your 3 gases going, get your 3 Scourge against Protoss to defend against those Corsairs, and go for just basically use any army composition that you want, because with 3 bases, and then you get your 4th and 5th hatcheries going, you can pump a lot of troops, and those 3 bases will keep you alive for a while before you have to start expanding again. Expansion now up for much, and he's going for a gas as well. Gas coming for Buy Hero as well, now that I think about it. Is up now, so I look forward to seeing... Okay, Lair right away. I don't know if those Zerglings have speeded because the gas just came up, so I don't think the Zergling has speed upgrade. He used his first 100 gas for that Lair upgrade. So I look forward to seeing what kind of strategy he goes for. I think he will probably go for Spire before Hydralisk Den to get those Scourge out there. Sabonetta's Core just on the way now. So those that Stargate's not going to be coming out quite yet. He should be able to get the Corsairs, probably not in time for the first Corsair to get a scout in, but probably in time to prevent it from doing any serious damage to his Overlord, at least the ones around his base. I don't see any Hydralisk Den so far. I just see both expansions up for Buy Hero at this point. One base with only 1 drone in there, but he's slowly going to get out there. Much meanwhile sending out his first Zealot, possibly to get in a scout. You see what sort of damage he's going to do. If he sends it to that 1 o'clock expansion, he might actually catch some of those drones off guard and get the scout first of all, and then take out some of those drones. I don't know if he had scouted that already with a probe or not. Overlord, meanwhile, is now going to start to move away as soon as he sees that Stargate coming up. Stargates are pretty quick. Spire also on the way for Buy Hero, so he is going to have Scourge to counter those as soon as they do. That Zealot now is going to move right into that 1 o'clock base and should be able to do some damage before any Zerglings come his way. There he goes. No Zerglings to defend, and we're going to see how much damage he manages to do, whether Much is going to try to take him out with the drones. Now he's going to try to move his drones away. As much as he can, and the Zergling's now on the way, so no damage done for Much so far. And now his Zealot just gets traps in the way. He did manage to take out, yeah, 2 Zerglings taken out before that. Yeah, before he died. Zealot sacrifices himself for the cause. What cause do the Protoss have again? I think their cause these days is just to get home. Go home. We just want to go home. So yeah, I look forward. I'm really hoping for a good performance by Much. I don't know. I don't think he's a favorite. He would have been. Like a year ago, he would have been a favorite to exit the group, but now his playstyle has been, his play has been overall lackluster and just meh. He has, meanwhile, Archives coming up. So yeah, I just really hope, I don't know if he'll win or not, but I look forward to a good result. So 2 more hatcheries going down for Hero, as well as a Hydralisk Den, so he's possibly going to get those to Scourge out, and then go for a Hydra push, try to break Much's front. The first Corsair is out, it's going to get a full scout. I'm going to see if he manages to take out any Overlords or not before those Corsairs catch him. A creep colony going down at the 1 o'clock expansion, who's trying to defend as much as he can. Meanwhile, Much going for 3 extra gateways, gonna try to macro up a little bit. He has 2 bases up, and he has 3 cannons inside of his natural, as well as weapons 1 upgrading. Corsair Scourge now out for those Corsairs. Creep colony also at the 12 o'clock base, so Hero being very careful, wants to make sure that none of his bases are broken, it doesn't get one of his fronts broken, and especially this 1 o'clock base seems very, very badly defended and has no quick reinforcement route, so has to be very careful. Corsair flying around, they're going to see what kind of damage they can do. First Dark Templar is now out, he's going to run out, see what kind of damage he can do. Probably going to go to the 1 o'clock base, but there is a Sunken Colony as well as an Overlord there, so that's not going to do anything. Corsairs are right after this Corsair here. There's a Hydralisk on the ground, his damage as well. Oh man, he's running it around pretty well, but we'll see if Buy Hero tries to trap that Corsair. I don't know if there are more Corsairs now out for him, for Much or not. Much, good old Grandpa Toss. He's just getting sold! Sold! I think he's actually joining the army soon. He's pretty old. I think he's 26 or something. I'm not sure, but I know he's pretty old. High Templar now out for Much as well, so he's going to be able to storm any Hydralisk that come his way. There's a Dark Templar there on the ground. Overlords are now speed upgraded, so that Dark Templar becomes, well, practically useless. He's still running around though, the Zerglings are not picking him up, and Corsair's still around. I don't know if that was the same, Crystal is alive. That Dark Templar is finally going to get taken out. Those speed upgraded Zerglings going to be able to take care of it pretty quickly. He did manage to take out 1 or 2 Zerglings before he died though. That's great. Archons. Interesting. He's going for Archons, and the Lurkers, meanwhile, on the way. Now there's an engagement here. Zealots, Archons, as well as the Dragoon going to take out those. That Lurker goes down before it can burrow, but much pushing a little bit back with that one Lurker that did manage to burrow down. I don't know if he has an observatory up yet or not, so the Lurkers is actually a pretty good strategy. He has six gateways now going for him. He's already started to pump a decent amount of troops. Right, troops. He's going for Archon, Zealots, High Templar, Dragoon. He's going basically a unit composition that Bisu now using a lot. Bisu has been using this unit composition to very good effect. Just lots and lots of speed zeals with weapons, as well as Archons, High Templar, and some Dragoons, and sometimes even Dark Templar as well. Those usually have High Templar around to storm, and they instantly fuse into Archons, which he uses to great effect.